Okay, took a while. So we'll just do a quick recap what we have studied so far. Um, so tell me a little bit what you recollect about the pure bhakti. What is the definition of pure bhakti as per the Rupa Goswami?
The pure bhakti is the Uttama bhakti, pure devotional service of Krishna, no desire other than to please Krishna, and it's not covered by fruitive activities or knowledge, and a favorable attitude.
Very good, very good. Anybody would like to add anything? What Jessica said? How many qualities which there are when we look into a definition of pure bhakti? How many qualities are there? So it's like Anya Bhilasita Sunyam. Yeah, go ahead. Yes.
Lubra.
Okay. Okay. So it says Anya Bhilashita Sunyam means what does it mean? Anya Bhilashita means
No
No,
desire.
no desire.
no other desire. So there
No
is no other desire then other than to serve Krishna. So there is no. So it's like Abhilasa means desire. The Anya means no other desire. All the other desire is Sunyam, zero. Right? So that's number. So the only desire is to serve Krishna. Jnana karmadi anavritam. What does it mean?
Covered, not covered by the fruitive activities.
Very good. Jnana or karma, right? Yeah. So it's not covered by jnana and karma. So jnana and karma is not zero. Yeah, we need to have the jnana and karma, right? We are learning, and then the Krishna consciousness is all about using our propensity to serve Krishna, right? But this is talking about the jnana and karma, which tends to cover the bhakti itself. So it's telling that this should not be covered by the jnana aspects or the karma aspects where the bhakti gets covered, right? So it talks about that, okay? And the third line was anukuliyena krishnanu.
Having a favorable
desire.
attitude towards
Very,
devotees.
very good. Anukuliyan, very good. We got it. Yes. It is favorable attitude for Krishna, right? Krishna Silanam Bhaktir Uttamam. So favorable attitude. So the attitude to serve Krishna has to be favorable. It cannot be, it's not that, oh, it's making happy, my activity is making Krishna happy. It has to be, the attitude has to be favorable, because we gave the example that the Kamsa wanted to fight with Krishna. Krishna likes fighting, it's making him happy. But Kamsa's attitude was not favorable. He wants to kill Krishna. So his won't be called bhakti. Bhakti is where somebody is going with the favorable attitude, like the gopis or the devotees who wants to serve Krishna, right? So these are the aspects. So this is what makes the Uttama Bhakti. So that was the one topic we had talked about, and then we had talked about, are we doing the Uttama Bhakti or not, right? And within that, we talked about two stream, right? Um, there were two stream. Does anybody remember what was that? What was that? One was hint, like one was the value system, one stream. The other was the conditioning. So what was in the value system? What has to be there?
Wasn't was this the Narthas?
So conditioning is anarthas. Okay, so conditioning is anarthas. Value system is our faith, Śraddhā. Śraddhā, right? That's the Sanskrit word for the faith. So our faith. So now you tell me. Now we talked about the value system is Śraddhā, and conditioning is our habits, which is anartha, right? the habits, which is not all our habits are bad, right? Some of our habits which are bad are called anarthas. And what does anartha means? How do we understand anartha? What is the definition of anartha?
The conditioning, the contamination, right?
Okay, okay,
Those eight levels.
okay. Yeah. So these are the quality within ourselves which is pulling us away from Krishna, right? The habit, I have a habit to acquire a lot of money. I have the habit to have, um, uh, I have the habit to lie or drink or something, which is not conducive for Krishna consciousness. Those are called anarthas. I am hiding it in my heart, right? So those are called anarthas, not very conducive for Krishna consciousness. And that is due to my habit, the way I have got the body. Okay, so that's one part. And what is Śraddhā? What is Śraddhā?
Devotion.
Sorry, tell me.
Devotion, Prabhu.
So Śraddhā is faith, right? So faith, yeah, the faith. So now we know that the definition of pure bhakti. The definition of pure bhakti is to love Krishna, serve Krishna, and nobody, and do not worry about anything else. It should not be covered with the jnana or the karma, right? So those are the characteristic of strong faith. Okay, that is the characteristic of the strong faith. Now, if my faith is very strong, I understand, I totally get the definition of the pure bhakti. This is my path, this is what I want to do, and I'm doing everything for that, right? I'm serving the Krishna, I'm serving devotee, I'm preaching, I am cooking for Krishna, and I most of the time I don't do anything else, right? But sometimes some so, sometimes it does happen that I succumb to my weaknesses, right? For example, somebody, I'll take the practical example. In some cases, somebody has a tendency to waste time. They like to sleep a lot. So even though I know that, I should get up on time and do enchanting, but sometimes, I want to sleep a lot. Today is like Sunday. I really would like to sleep for 10 hours, 12 hours. And then I miss doing some of the services for Krishna. And I know that is a hurdle, right? So if that happens, but my focus is all Krishna, so this will still be considered Uttama Bhakti, that I do have some negative quality, but my intention, my motivation is pure. So as long as my intention and motivation is pure, okay, and sometimes I succumb, sometimes, right? I'm not always succumbing. Sometimes I succumb, means I not able to follow uh, due to my bad habits, okay? And after I do that, I repent. Why did I do that? It was just, I just missed Krishna service, it was not good, and I repent and I try to fix it. Then still that person will be considered to be doing the pure devotional service. Do you understand? Makes do you all recollect our discussion, what we had? Okay, so that was the second, means the second topic which we had, I want to discuss. And then the third topic is six qualities of, what was the first chapter? What is the first chapter? Six qualities of, six qualities of Uttama Bhakti. When one is, how do I know that I'm practicing Uttama Bhakti? How do I know? How do I know? What is the symptom that I'm making the progress, or am I going back? So this particular book, Nectar of Devotion, or the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, talks about the qualities. So Rupa Goswami mentions the six qualities which manifest when one is progressing on the path of Uttama Bhakti. Okay, so now tell me, if you remember, So we did talk about the two qualities. So does anybody remember what are the two qualities we talked about?
I think one of them was whenever they hear Krishna's name, they cry.
They cry. Okay.
Was that Preem?
Yeah. So see the crying can happen. Of course, in the prema, there's a lot of crying, but the crying can happen even before, even if I'm not at the prema, right? There are other emotions which can happen. So that is not one of the quality which is mentioned. So tell me if what are the two qualities we have discussed so far? Okay, let me give you a hint. We had talked about something called sin, the different level of the sin. Do you recollect?
If we do something, like if we forget to come to class or and we quickly repent, but Krishna focuses on the heart.
No. Okay. So the word was Kleśa Agni. Kleśa ghnī, not Agni. Kleśa ghnī means it when we are making the progress, what happens? All our sins are destroyed by the bhakti. So that's the first symptom. When we are making progress, all our sin, the sin, and we talked about the four level of sins. Anybody can recall four level of sin?
prārabdha, kūṭa, bīja,
Uh-huh.
aprārabdha.
Very good, very good, very good. So in a sequence, we can go. Um, prārabdha, what is prārabdha?
It has already materialized.
Yes, the one which I am already going through.
Going through.
So yeah, so somebody is going through a lot of bodily pain, health issues, something like that, right? It is already going through. That's called prārabdha. It is already under process. Then what is opposite of that totally?
Prārabdha, which has to get materialized and which will
Yes,
be
yes. So it's called aprārabdha, right? So prārabdha with before we prefix it with right? A. So then it becomes aprārabdha. Aprārabdha means which hasn't materialized. So it is like, okay, I have committed the sin, but it that has not been assigned that what kind of suffering I am going to go through. Okay, it is in my bank balance, and I don't know how much interest I'm going to get on that. So that's called aprārabdha. And then
kūṭa,
kūṭa. Kūṭa is
which is yet to be transformed. It is yet to
yeah,
take a step.
yes. It is yet to it is so in the case of the kūṭa, is going to fructify. Okay, is going to fructify. It just waiting. It's very eminent that I'll be going through the suffering. This is called kūṭa. And the last one,
Bīja,
bija is seed. So seed, so seed is in the seed form. So seed is always, and as the water is going on that, it is always going to become a plant, right? So I'm going, so bija, kūṭa, prārabdha, aprārabdha. So after bija, after the seed, it comes kūṭa, means it is little farther, like it has become a small sampling or something, right? And then prārabdha, then it becomes the prārabdha, which is the I'm going to suffer, going suffering right now, or prārabdha, which is still it is not even become a seed yet, right? Means how I'm going to suffer, that also is not known. So now what Rupa Goswami gives, he gives the example from Srimad Bhagavatam primarily, that how all first he gives the example of with the references how our all the material sin which we accumulated, which is aprārabdha, bija kūṭa, is going to get destroyed, literally burned. it will be burned, right? So he gave the example of that. And then he gave the further example of that even the one which is going through, that will also be destroyed. On top of that, he gave the example that, see, the problem is, okay, I did the sin, I understood, and I say, oh, I don't. But then the challenge is, I keep doing it because I have that inclination to do it, because that's how I'm born. So I have the inclination. Okay. So then Rupa Goswami gives the example how the inclination is also destroyed. So it's just not the sins are getting destroyed, which has not fructified, which will happen, and all the three category, right? Bija, kūṭa, and aprārabdha. All those categories, all the three will get destroyed. Then he says that the one which is also running, that also get destroyed. And then he also shares that our inclination to sin is also destroyed. Right? So that's the Kleśa ghnī. So basically, all the suffering. So devotee, if they are practicing, there's a big if with the capital IF. If we are practicing the pure bhakti, which is my intention is correct, that I understand the definition of pure bhakti, that Krishna is my only shelter, Krishna is my only object of desire, Krishna is my only service, nothing else. Krishna is my goal. I am all my favorable, and I'm not covered with jnana and karma, right? Then I'm practicing the pure bhakti. And while I'm doing that with sincerity for some time, all those things will happen, right? Which is all my sins are getting destroyed and my inclination is getting purer and purer. Okay, it may take, it's like, it's not like we won't feel it like a switch, but it happens very quickly. Okay, it happens very quickly. Now, anartha, getting rid of the anartha takes time. It takes time. But the sin, my past, present sin has gone, right? The inclination is is getting purified. Okay. So sometimes the devotee is still, while they're practicing, they make the mistake. They can succumb, right? So there will be the new karmic balance which might be coming. But as we are doing our sadhana, our practice of chanting, we are doing our ABCD, association, book, chanting, and diet. Those things will be taken care of. Okay, and devotee will be, and after that, devotee will be very. What will happen is, let's say, if all our sins are being taken away, right? What will happen the next?
You'll become happy.
Yeah, it will make us happy because our suffering is getting removed. So naturally, the next thing is getting happy. So the word used for that is Śraddhā. Do you recollect Śraddhā? Subhda, Śraddhā. Okay, so it is Śraddhā. I'm getting happiness. And there were example for happiness also. Does anybody remember what were the things which we talked about? So it talks about how there will be four kind of symptoms which will happen. And this is how we can learn that, am I getting, because that's how we derive the happiness. So one is when we say that when you are happy, there's a song. What is that? When you are happy, then we teach the kid. Pranali Mata, you remember? Anybody remember? When you're
When
happy.
you're happy
When you're
and
happy
you
and
What is the next thing? When
clap
you're
your
happy, then
hands,
clap your
dance your
hand. Okay.
feet.
Okay. So now when you're happy, you clap your hand, clap your feet. So means now you're happy. So that happiness you're giving to other people. You are becoming affectionate to other people. So that's the first thing. It is called, we will become more affectionate to other people. So that is the first thing will happen. Right? I'll be always very affectionate to other people. I'll get sad if they are sad, right? I would like to do something for them, right? So that is affection for all living beings, just not humans, animals, plant, insects. I'll be just very affectionate to everyone. Okay, so that is the first thing which will happen. So that is the sign we can see, am I making the progress? Am I being still affectionate to everybody? Or, I'm affectionate to humans, but I'm not affectionate to animals, or I'm not affectionate to plants. So, okay, I'm still making progress, but I can see that improvements are happening, right? So that's number one. What is the second thing? What happens? What are the other things? How we can measure that we are making progress? You all were like were you taking notes when we were talking about? Hare Krishna Bri, how are you? Very good to see you.
Hare Krishna. Sorry, I
Hare
was
Krishna.
late.
No
I was
worries,
in the
no
other
worries.
class.
Yes,
So
I
the
know.
other class ran over.
Oh, I'm happy. I'm really happy. That's a good thing. Good thing. Good thing. Good thing. Very good. How many folks joined?
This time it was 4 people.
Oh, okay, okay.
Mhm.
We'll talk. We'll talk. Okay. So thank you for joining. Yes. So Bri, what we covered. I'll just quickly, like a very quick summary, I'll give to you, so that we are just doing the review. And in the review, we talked about the definition of the pure bhakti. Okay, for the four different aspects we talked about. Then we talked about how we know that we are doing the pure bhakti or not, and we talked about that on one spectrum there is our faith, on the other spectrum is our sabhav, which is our anarthas, and as long as our intention is all pure and it is in line with the pure bhakti, even though I have a shortcoming in my personality, still it will be considered as a pure bhakti. Okay, that is a discussion we had, right? Two different spectrum, value system, and the anarthas, right? We had talked about. So we spent time on that, and then we are talking about what was the chapter one? Chapter one is the 6 qualities of pure bhakti, and this is Rupa Goswami is teaching us so that we know that we are making progress or not, correct? And still now we had talked about 2 qualities. The first quality was the Kleśa ghnī, right? Which means that removal of all inauspiciousness, removal of all inauspiciousness. And we talked about how there is sin. There are 4 categories of sin, and then how we learned from Rupa Goswami that he gave the example that all our past sin and the sin which is even which will still not fructified is burned, and even the sin which we are going through is also burned, and then even the inclination to do the sin is also burned. Okay, so and so when that happens, what is the related thing? We all become happy. So what are the symptoms of the happiness? So there are 4 different qualities. We just talked about the first one, okay, which is that we start being affectionate to all the jivas, all the living entity. Okay, so this is the first thing we talked about. So you're all caught up. Now what happens? What are the other 3? So one is I'm become affectionate to all jivas. Next,
We attract everyone.
sorry, what was that?
Everyone gets attracted
Yes,
towards.
yes. You can definitely refer your notes. It's totally fine. Okay. Yes. So yeah, we become attractive to other people. So you'll see that the devotee becomes attractive. People will start liking you more. Even if you're agnostic, slowly they will start noticing you. Oh, what have changed in this person? Okay. So people they become attractive. You see that whenever some sadhus are coming, right? So we are in the work, we are the work in progress, right? So it may not be very clearly visible, even though you'll see that you are becoming attractive, but you'll see it's very visible when the sadhus are coming and some swamis are coming, some very exalted brahmachari is coming, like for example Amarinder Prabhu came, right? You see how they become so attractive. People just want to go listen to the class and spend time with them. They are becoming attractive. Okay, so those are also that's the second sign that the auspiciousness, the happiness, the symptom of the happiness is coming up. Because see how we become happy when when I'm sharing the love with all the other jivas. Whenever we give, we feel happy. So naturally, there's the symptom. Then because the devotee is becoming attractive and other people are coming, because that is showing that how happy they are, just not internally, even externally. So externally we can see it, but internal happiness attracts other people. There's a subtle waves which we don't see. It attracts other people, right? So that is the internal changes that happened inside us. What is the next one?
Provide superior happiness.
Yeah, yeah. So before that, bestowal of all good qualities, right? So
They
it
yeah,
says,
good.
yeah, that all the good qualities will start manifesting in the devotee. Yeah, and their anartha will be starting diminishing. Even there will be anartha, but it's starting diminishing. But the bestowal of all the good qualities are coming. And then the last one is,
Superior happiness.
yes, bestowal of happiness. They're always very happy. So they are always very happy. So just repeat, right? So the person becomes, of course, the Shubhda means um, auspiciousness, right? So what are the four things? We become happy. The devotee who is practicing the pure bhakti is becoming happy, very happy inside and outside. They are showing all the good qualities, and that is attracting the people, and they are very becoming affectionate to all the jivas, right? So these are the four symptoms which is telling that we are making progress. Krishna is being kind, and one is getting the shubda, auspiciousness. All right. So these are the two things which we have covered till last class. Okay. Now we will be today. We plan to cover the if Krishna so desired, and cover the remainder four, or see how much we can be able to make the progress. Okay, so I'll share my screen. Here. So these are six quality. Kleśa ghnī, its ability to destroy suffering, that we covered.
Prabhu, can you hear us? Or am I frozen completely? Can anybody else hear me?
Can hear you.
Yeah, I can.
We can
Oh, it
hear
might be
you.
my internet. Okay. Sorry, I
I,
think my
I, I,
internet's bad.
you are not able to hear us.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn off my camera. I think it's my internet.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
Prabhu.
yeah. Turn off your. Yeah, that's fine. Yes. Okay. Um. So, so I was telling that moksha lakskrita means is disregard for liberation. Okay, that devotee will say that I don't really care about the liberations. We are going to go into that, and then we'll follow with the sudurlabha is reality of attainment. Sandar Sandar Tandra Anand Visheshatma is manifestation of concentrated bliss, and Shri Krishna Akarshani is ability to attract Krishna. Finally, that Krishna is getting attracted, right? That's where the devotee is getting at the level of bhava and prema. Okay, so those things will happen. So we'll start from the third one. Cool. So we are starting from verse. So there are two verses with that, and we'll follow the same format. One of you can please go and read the English side of this. Who would like to read?
Prabhuji, did you change the screen? I can't see it. I just see the six
Yeah, we need
qualities.
exactly, Prabhu. There are
Oh,
no answers.
oh, okay. So maybe mine froze. So let me start resharing. And if that doesn't work, then I will stop my video. Okay, just hold on. Can you see the screen now? You see 33,
But
34?
Prabhu,
Almost. I think it's loading still.
Okay, I'll turn off my video, okay? Has it loaded?
Not on my side, Prabhu.
Not
Okay.
on my side, Prabhu.
Okay.
Yeah, not mine either.
Okay, let me stop sharing again. And then Krishna, if you so desire, please share the screen. You tell me if once you are able to see. I'm just waiting. I'll give it time. Does it show you that it's loading or it doesn't say anything?
It doesn't show anything.
But yeah.
Okay, doesn't show anything. Okay, so what I have to do in that case, I have to maybe try to reconnect, and that might work. So I'll just disconnect and reconnect. Okay. I am back. Hope you can hear me. And then I'll be sharing.
Now we can see, Prabhu.
Good.
Yeah, we can start.
Okay, good. All right. So please read the English of 33 and 34. Anyone?
Bhakti causes total disregard for liberation. When even a little attraction for the Lord grows in the heart, the four objects of human attainment, artha, dharma, kama, and moksha, become like grass, shameful to appear before bhakti. All siddhis headed by liberation and all astonishing material pleasures follow after the great goddess called Hari Bhakti, like fearful maidservants.
Okay, so see two things. So one is, so you see that they are called four purusarthas, right? So Vedas talk about that, for all the humans, these are the four things, which is artha, dharma, kama, and moksha. But bhakti is beyond that because here the devotee doesn't even think about the moksha, which is liberation for the jnanis and stang yogis. Liberation is the ultimate thing. For the but devotees, that's nothing. In fact, it's what it says, like grass, shameful to appear before bhakti. Okay. And then the other thing, people like Astang Yogi, they are after the siddhis, the siddhis, like 8 different kind of siddhis, where one can become smaller than the smallest, bigger than the biggest. They can get the things from anywhere, right? So all different kind of siddhis, they become a subservient. They act as like a maid servant, like a fearful maid servant. All the siddhis headed by liberation and all astonishing material pleasures follow after the great goddess called Hari Bhakti, like fearful maidservant. Okay, so this is such a such a exalted statement which are being made about the symptoms of bhakti. Okay, so here. So at the stage of bhava, the third characteristic of pure devotional service manifest. So, so this moksha lagutkrita, this start manifesting at the stage of bhava. At the stage of bhava, the third characteristic of pure devotional service manifest. It is called moksha lagutkrita. The happiness of devotional service makes even the inestimable, inestimable bliss of liberation seem insignificant. Because in moksha liberation, one gets insurmountable bliss. But the bliss derived from compared to the bliss derived from bhakti, it is very insignificant. Srila Rupa Goswami exemplify moksha lagutkrita with the previous two quotes. A devotee doesn't care a fig for other happiness, and all other joys follow devotion as attendants follow a queen, which Srila Prabhupada used to exemplify the second characteristic of devotional service, Shubdha. Okay, so this is the third characteristic which was talked about. Now we'll be talking about the Shu Durlava. It is extremely rare. Okay, any devotee would like to read this?
Starting here,
Bhakti
the
is
trans.
if
Oh, go ahead, Mataji. You can go ahead, Mataji.
Thank you. Translation: Bhakti is rarely attained. Bhakti is difficult in two ways. If undertaken in great quantity but without attachment, bhakti cannot be attained even after a long time. And even if practiced with attachment, Krishna does not give bhakti to the practitioner immediately.
Okay, so so is what is telling, even though the bhakti um, gives all these auspiciousness, right? But bhakti is the pure bhakti is not something. So we always get good news and the bad news, right? So there is a good news. Oh, bhakti is above everything. Bhakti will give us Krishna. But at the same time, it says that don't take it cheaply. Yeah. Don't take it deeply that, oh, bhakti is going to just happen, come immediately. It doesn't matter what I am doing, right? Um, what it is telling that it is okay. You read the first one. Okay. Yeah. If undertaken in great quantity, but without attachment. So what do you think? What it is talking about? This is our one of our biggest complaint for the devotees.
Is it like not with surrender, Prabhuji?
No, I'm just talking about the mechanical chanting, right? People, devotee
Oh,
complain, my chanting is so mechanical, right? So yeah, initially we have to focus on doing the specified number of rounds, which is 16 rounds, which Prabhupada recommended. But just doing, is that doing is enough? No. If we really want the pure bhakti, we have to go beyond that, which is I have to start developing little attachment for Krishna, right? I have to I have to somehow or the other bring that attachment, and that's where you know devotee struggle starts, and that struggle will ultimately lead to attachment with Krishna. So this struggle is really required. So I want to pass the exam, but to pass the exam, I really need to know the subject matter really well, right? Just remembering that what all the things are in the book is not enough because the exam is very practical. We should be able to apply the principle, and that's what's happening here, right? So we have to develop. So here, devotee will start going to dham. They will start talking why I'm not feeling the um, emotions for my sweet Lord. What's happening, right? So they start looking into it, and that's is that desire that why I'm not feeling the emotions for my Lord. That's a progress, right? So we have to keep doing that somehow or the other. We have to see how I can bring emotions in my chanting. How can I become? And one of the symptoms which I have seen your serve I have seen the service attitude will start growing, that okay, I want to serve, how I can make just not Krishna happy, even the devotees happy. How can I do that? Right? So even the self-awareness, you'll start seeing the lot more fault within ourselves. So those are some of the things which will start happening. Okay, and then as we keep doing it, then Krishna will open the door from inside, and we will have the true attachment to him. Okay, so that's what it is talking about. Sudurlabha. Okay, please read the Mataji next one.
Translation: the first type of rarity by practice without attachment is illustrated in one of the tantras. Liberation is easily attained by jnana, and material enjoyment is easily attained by praranyas. Such a sacrifice, after attaining dedication to those goals by thousands of attempts, however, bhava bhakti to the Lord cannot be attained if one practices thousands of different sadhanas, because ashakti will not appear.
Yeah, asakti. Asakti means attachment. Asakti means attachment. So like there are the different stages. So after the anartha nivritti, right? So there is stage. Um, uh, Anartha nivritti is the fourth stage, which takes a long time, and after that happens nishtha, ruchi, ashakti, bhava, prema. Okay, so nishtha means complete determination to serve, right? Ruchi, there is a now deep interest. The the very natural interest. Just the mother will have the interest to serve the child, right? Or a wife has a husband to serve the husband, or the husband has a natural attachment to serve the wife. Like so, so if there is a natural attachment, there is always one feed. So that kind of attachment, ruchi, is called ruchi. And then after that, the deeper attachment, ashakti. I cannot live without my beloved. I cannot. I will die. I cannot live without my beloved. That's called ashakti. So it is telling that even if I am doing the sadhana, I can only doing the sadhana, just following the process, but not developing the quality of getting attached to Krishna. Then this ashakti won't develop, right? It is telling that. So and it is giving the um, uh, giving the example. It is giving the not the example, the reference. It is giving the reference. So and this sadhana. So here, this is again, this is not a bleak news. Okay, the way the whole principle of sadhana is built, it will naturally, if we are doing it sincerely, it will naturally lead to the diminishing or removal of anartha nivritti, and the devotee developing the nishtha, which is the full determination to go on the path of Krishna consciousness. So we, what is the takeaway? The practical takeaway is we should do our sadhana with lot of determination, and always. So our Vaishnava movement is two things. It needs both the things. One is we have to do our side of the things with sincerity, which is our sadhana with the full effort. So we have to do our sadhana with full determination and full effort. In parallel, we pray to Krishna, Krishna, please give me shelter at your lotus feet. Right? So we need to do both. We are always prayerful to Krishna, trying to cry to Krishna, Krishna, please give me shelter at your lotus feet. Okay, yet at the same time, I'm doing my sadhana sincerely. Okay, so the both, if those two things are happening, these things will just follow naturally. Okay, go ahead, Mataji, read the third one also, 37.
The second type of rarity is described in Bhagavatam. My dear Lord, my dear King, the Supreme Personality, Mukunda, is actually the maintainer of all members of the Pandavas and Yuddha dynasty. He is your spiritual master, worshipable deity friend, and the director of your activities. To say nothing of this, he sometimes serves your family as a messenger or servant. This means that he worked just as ordinary servants do. Those engaged in getting the Lord's favor attains liberation from the Lord very easily, but he does not give bhava bhakti at all times.
So again, the summary is, if what we are trying is the highest order, just like Lord Krishna served Arjuna and the Pandavas. He was always there with them. He was there with Draupadi. He was there with any time they needed the Lord. They have to just say, I need your help, Krishna. And even not even say help, like Krishna knows he's sitting in our heart, right? Uh, So we are looking for that platform, and to get that platform, right, at that time, uh, because we are in the bhakti makes Krishna as a subservient of the devotee. It's the highest platform, right? So Krishna doesn't give the bhava as quickly. He will just make sure, especially Radharani will just make sure that we are eligible before we get the bhava. Okay, so in summary, bhakti is easy, yet it is not cheap. We have to work towards it, but the result is beyond our imagination, which is bhava.
Baba is love.
Bhava is the, yes, it is the pure love. It is the pure love. It's not an ordinary love. And in the pure love, you would not you would not be able to think anything other than Krishna. Doesn't matter how hard you try. You will be just overwhelmed by the love of Krishna. Krishna, nothing else. You will means the devotee would not think anything other than Krishna. That's bhava. And that's the bhava is the just a preliminary stage, just the preceding stage, not the preliminary, is the preceding stage before the prema, which is the true love. Right? So here in the bhava, the emotions, the pure emotions have start appearing. And the prema means it is it has become very thick, just like a milk, right? Initially, the milk is boiling and it is becoming, but I keep boiling the milk, is becoming thicker and thicker and thicker. So you can compare with that. Bhava is the initial thickness, and then it becomes the thickest. That's become prema. Okay, so
Does it have to go in that order, or
which order of the bhava and then prema?
yeah, and then all the qualities before it, or does he skip some? Does that make
Yes.
sense?
So in the eight series, what I was talking about, right? That's Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, Anarth Nivritti. Okay, the first four stage. So while we are doing Shraddha, which is our faith, and we are doing Sadhu Sangha, we are meeting with other devotees, spending time with them, and then with them we are doing the Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya. We are singing together, listening to the Krishna's glory together, and that's what we relish. We don't relish anything else. We just want to be with devotee and we sing Krishna's glory. And while that is happening, all these three things are happening. Anarth nivritti, our bad qualities are getting removed. Okay, and the removal of the bad quality is a journey. It takes time. Okay, so all those things are happening in parallel. And while these things are happening in parallel, feels the devotee will start showing a symptom of nishtha, determination to serve Krishna. A strong determination. It means my life becomes meaningless without serving Krishna. Means I will ignore everything, even to the extent of maybe ignoring my family, my work. Um, is Krishna nothing else? That's Nishtha is that kind of a determination. The devotee will be like always serving Krishna. And when you're doing Nishtha, determination, then Ruchi. Ruchi means interest. The natural interest will start developing. And then after that, Ashakti, the deeper, I cannot live without Krishna, that happens. After that, Bhava, that's the first symptom of love. That's the first symptom of true love. And then finally, the Prema, the true love. So these are the eight level of how to achieve the Prema Bhakti is given. But these things, before Bhava and Prema, all the other stages, the six stages, happens happens in parallel. As we are going above the spectrum, the lower thing will be just going away, which is the anartha nivritti. But the shraddha, the faith, is always becoming bigger and bigger, right? The more inclination to spend time with the devotees, those will keep growing, right? So as the anartha nivritti, the negative quality is diminishing, all those will be increasing. Okay, and then that will be leading to a my true attachment to Krishna. Okay, so those six things will happen, And as the six things happens, then the bhava and prema will happen. Is that what you are asking, Mataji?
Yes, thank you for this.
Okay. Okay. Now, somebody would like to read this?
There are two reasons why pure devotional service is extremely rare and difficult to achieve. It is unattainable by one's own efforts. Krishna is reluctant to give it. Unattainable by one's own efforts. Pure devotional service cannot be attained by any process of self realization. Even if carefully executed for thousands and thousands of years, Lord Shiva confirms this. My dear Sati, if one is a very fine philosopher analyzing the different processes of knowledge, he can achieve liberation from the material entanglement by performance of the ritualistic sacrifices recommended in the Vedas. One can be elevated to the platform of pious activities and thereby enjoy the material comforts of life to the fullest extent. But all such endeavors can hardly offer any devotional service to the Lord, not even if one tries for it by such processes for many, many thousands of births. One cannot achieve pure devotional service by one's own efforts. One can attain it only if Krishna gives it. However, Krishna is very reluctant to give pure devotional service because it has the power to control him. Narada comments to Yudhishthira illustrate the power of devotional service to control Krishna. Narada describes how the Pandavas' pure devotional obliged Krishna to become their menial messenger. The characteristics of pure devotional service by one's own effort, one can attain it only if Krishna gives it. However, Krishna is very reluctant to give pure devotional service because it has the power to control him. Narada commits to Yudhishthira illustrates the power of devotional service to control Krishna. Narada describes how the Pandavas' pure devotional service obliged Krishna to become their menial messenger. This characteristic of pure devotional service manifests at the stage of bhava. Consequently, one can understand that a person cannot obtain bhava bhakti by any path of self realization. Even sadhana bhakti does not directly bestow bhava, which can only be achieved by the Lord's grace.
Okay, so this is a very good summary what we were discussing, right? That we have to continue doing our sadhana, but we have to keep praying intentionally to Krishna to grant it to us, right? And Krishna just doesn't grant just like that. He wants to see, am I really making the all the effort? I really want it? Do I really want it? Just like you'll see a child, the baby, crying for the mother, doesn't matter how many lollipops or things we give, the child only wants the mother, and the he or she child will be, let's say the child is on one side of the door and mother has got angry and she's on the other side of the door, and the child is just doing, everybody is trying to pacify the child, but the child is just ki- hitting at the door, right, crying, scratching the door, putting his or her head on the door, banging it, and just keep crying. So see, the child is doing all the effort that I would like to open the door, but the door can only be opened from inside, right? Only the mother can open the door. This is exactly like that. Krishna, the mother, is seeing that how intentionally I want, how intently, or what is my intensity of love that I want Krishna, right? Krishna is observing that. And once Krishna is convinced that, yes, now this person really wants me, and without me, this person is going to die. And that's the time Krishna opens the door. And opening the door means one gets the bhava. And the symptom of bhava is that the liberation seems nothing, right? So that is not, liberation is nothing compared to the bhava, with the love of Krishna. Okay, so that is the fourth quality. And then the fifth quality is Sandar Ananda Visheshatma, composed of a special condensed bliss. Right? I'll give you the example of the milk, how it is when we are boiling it, how it is becoming condensed and more condensed. So now it is, let's talk about the condensed bliss. So there are three verses. So one devotee can read all the three, please.
Bhakti is composed of a special condensed bliss. The bliss of Brahman realization accumulated by Samhati, lasting for half of Brahma's life, cannot compare to one drop of the ocean of the happiness of Bhakti. O Guru of the universe, on seeing you directly, I am situated in an pure ocean of bliss. All the happiness of impersonal Brahman is as insignificant as the water in the hoof of a print of a cow. Some fortunate people play in the sweet ocean of your topics and enjoy the greatest bliss. They consider the happiness of artha, dharma, kama, and moksha as to be as insignificant as grass.
Hmm. So, okay, so here's the Bri Mata, you can continue here. You can continue reading this.
At the stage of prema, the fifth characteristic of pure devotional service manifests. Sandrananda Vishatma, incalculably condensed bliss. Nothing can penetrate the metal because its molecular density is so concentrated. Similarly, the happiness of prima bhakti is so densely concentrated that nothing else can penetrate it. No other perception or thought can even momentarily register in the devotee's mind. Did you want me to read the
Yes,
references?
yes.
Srila Rupa Goswami is the artha of the first reference. Srila Rupa Goswami says that if Brahmananda, or the happiness of becoming one with the Supreme, is multiplied by 1 trillion-fold, it still cannot compare to an atomic fraction of the happiness derived from the ocean of devotional service. The Sanskrit for 1 trillion-fold is prārabdha, which means the highest conceivable number. This reference shows that the bliss of pure devotional service is incalculable. The remaining two references found on page 15 show that bliss and prima bhakti completely eclipses the happiness desired from any other means.
Go ahead.
This is the third time Srila Rupa Goswami discusses happiness as a characteristic of Krishna consciousness. There are 3 stages of pure devotional service: sadhana, bhava, and prema, each characterized by the particular type of happiness.
Subda.
Supta is happiness found in sadhana bhakti. It is superior to sense gratification and liberation. Moksha lagutar. Ooh, that one's hard to
Yeah,
read.
moksha lagut krita. So
Oh,
three
moksha.
part. Yeah, 3 part.
Moksha
Divide the
lagu
moksha.
krita
Yes.
is the happiness found in bhava bhakti. It is so superior that it makes sense gratification and liberation seem insignificant. And then Sandrananda Vishastma.
Vishesh Atma. So you break
Vishish
it into two.
Atma.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Vishish Atma is the happiness found in prima bhakti. It is so incalculably superior that one cannot even perceive the existence of sense gratification or liberation.
So see, this is very good. See, I think some of you, I was finding when I was reading it, I was finding it difficult that how to differentiate between these 3 stages: Subdha, Moksha, Lagut Krita, and Sandar Ananda Visheshatma. Right? You see, so in the first it says Subdha, it is found when we are doing the sadhana bhakti. If we are all doing the sadhana bhakti, so we should observe this. Subdha will be coming, auspiciousness will be coming. And what is it? What will we understand from that? It is superior to sense gratification. Okay, before that we were doing the sense gratification and we were getting the happiness, little happiness. But now we know that, oh, sense gratification, the kind of happiness I was getting, the happiness which I'm deriving from doing the sadhana bhakti is much greater and much better, right? In fact, even I consider this better than the liberation. So that is what the person in the sadhana bhakti is thinking. As the devotee is making the progress, moksha lagut krita, this is higher, and this will happen at the level of the bhava. It is a pretty high stage, right? So this is just preceding the pure love, and it is so superior that it makes sense gratification and liberation seem insignificant. In the first case, I know that this is better than the sense gratification and liberation. In moksha lagutkrita, it becomes very tiny and insignificant, right? So that's the difference. Like I was like, there's a thought, oh man, how come I ever was doing this material gratification? How could I could have been such a dumb person, right? How can it is like so insignificant that one would not even think about it? And then prema, at the level of prema, this is the Sundar Ananda Visheshatma is saying it is so incalculable, superior that we cannot even perceive the existence of sense gratification or liberation. So at this stage, people even don't even think that there is something called sense gratification because they think that it's like it's a non it's not a topic for the devotee to even think about because they are at such a high level, they are thinking, they are always in the bliss that they don't even think about that, oh, there are things like a sense gratification. The trillion fold, right? That's the example. And the word which is paradha. So there is like a the Vedic calculation, and it goes from a very atomic level, the smallest, to the highest, and paradha is the word used for that, which is 1 trillion fold. It is telling that it is it's like a how it becomes trillion fold, and then just one drop of this is equal to the happiness derived from the liberation is so high. Okay, while paradha is the ocean, just one drop of that ocean is equal to the happiness derived from the liberation. So that's how it is being compared. Okay, and the last one, Shri Krishna Akarshani, attract Krishna and his associates. So, one devotee, if you can read this.
Okay, Prabhu. Bhakti attracts Krishna, his associates. Bhakti is called Krishna Akarshani because it makes the Lord addicted to prema and brings him under control along with his associates. Jiva Goswami commentary. Because prema is attractive to him, Akarshana, he is called prema prema bhajam, addicted to prema in his devotees. The word Sri is Sri Krishna Karshini indicates Priya Priya Vargas Samanvitam along with his dear associates. Translation. Thus, Bhagavatam says in the 11th canto, my dear Uddhava, the unalloyed devotional service in the form of Prema Bhakti rendered to me by my devotees brings me under their control. Those engaged in mystic yoga, Sankhya philosophy, pious work, Vedic study, austerity or renunciation cannot thus control me to this extent. Translation. Similarly, um, sorry, Prabhu, I
No, 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 no,
lost.
no. I moved it. So yeah. So
Okay.
now whatever you're seeing on the screen, yeah.
Yeah. Similarly, Narada says in the 7th canto, Bhagavatam, my dear Maharaja Yudhishthira, all of you, the Pandavas, are extremely fortunate for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna lives in your palace just like a human being. Great saintly persons know very well, and therefore they constantly visit this house. Not being fully satisfied with previous example, uh, the author now gives another example illustrating how bhakti attracts the associate of the Lord as well as the Lord, which was stated in the definition in the verse. Uh, Viswanta Chakravarti Thakura commentary. Prahlada was so fortunate that he saw the Lord. We are, however, unfortunate to pacify lamenting Yudhishthira. Narada speaks these words to him. You are more fortunate than Prahlada, than me, his guru, than other
Just I'm just moving it. Okay. No, no, yeah. Here I am. His guru, then
his
other. Yeah.
guru, the other devotees, then the gurus of the Yadus, then sages such as Vashishta, Marichi, and Kashyapa, and then Brahma and Shiva. You are most fortunate among the world's jivas. Sages who purify the world by their presence come to your house to to make themselves completely successful. Abhiyanti, because the secret supreme Brahman, who actually has an external human form, resides in your house without even being called by you, owning to his attraction for you. The Brahman in human form does not reside in the house of Prahlada and others, and the sages do not come to their houses to make themselves successful by seeing him there.
So
Amazing.
yeah, so summary is the Krishna lives in the house, right? So that's what he was doing with the Pandavas. Okay, so it's
Yes.
such a high state, and that's what we are talking about. Okay, so we'll just read the summary. Preeti Mataji, you would like to read this?
Sure, Prabhuji. Shri Krishna Karshini attracts Shri Krishna. Prema Bhakti is so powerful that it attracts and controls even the all attractive Supreme Controller Shri Krishna. One is controlled by attachments, one becomes attached to that which gives him pleasure. Only self satisfied people can remain detached and thus independent. The Lord is self satisfied, Atma Rama, but he is attracted to his own pleasure potency, Ladini Shakti, and thus becomes attached to and controlled by Ladini Shakti. The essence of Ladini Shakti is love of Godhead, Prema. Therefore, one who has Prema can attract and control Krishna. No other process of self realization has this potency, as confirmed by Lord Krishna's statement to Uddhava. Narad Muni's statement to Yudhishthira, describing Lord Krishna as the friend and messenger of the Pandavas, illustrates how the Lord becomes subservient to the love of his pure devotee. Srila Prabhupada adds, so that was the position of the Pandavas, although Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the greatest among all greats. He, Prabhuji, I
Going to
can't.
move. Yeah, I'm going to move it up. Okay. So now read from here. Here, he
Sure,
first line. Yeah, yeah.
thank you. He remained with those royal brothers, being attracted by their devotion, by their friendship, and by their love. This is the proof of how great this process of devotional service is. It can attract even the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Prabhu, should I continue?
Yes.
2 degrees of control. When Srila Rup Goswami described the third characteristics of devotional service, Sudhurlabha, he briefly mentioned that the Lord is controlled by the love of his devotee. The sixth characteristic, Sri Krishna Karshini, also notes that the Lord is controlled by love. Since Sudhurlabha manifests at the stage of bhava and Sri Krishna Karshini at the stage of prema, we can understand that the devotee's love controls the Lord in both stages. At bhava, the Lord bestows love of Godhead upon the devotee. Thus, the devotee begins to attract the Lord. At prema, the devotee verily enters the Lord's pastimes and thus attracts and controls the Lord in a personal and active relationship, as in the example of Pandavas.
Thank you, Mataji. So see, this is the summary here. So six qualities. So Kleśa, Agni, and Śraddhā happens at the sadhana level. Okay. And then Moksha, Lagutkrita, and Sudharlava happens at the bhava level. And the last one, Sandar Ananda and Vishesh Atma and Shri Krishna Akarshani happens at the prema level. Okay. So this is the progression which will happen. So right now, for most of us, these are the two where we can measure how our kleshagni is, how the uh, how the suffering in our life is going away, and we can see that most devotee will be feeling pleasure from inside, and then the auspiciousness, how the devotee will be start becoming more attractive. So these are the first two stages which is more practical to us right now, while our goal is prema. Okay, so with that we will end the chapter 1, and in the next class we will do we'll start the chapter 2. See, 23rd. So I won't be able to do the Friday class. I'll be traveling. So 24th, it will be 24th morning. Yeah. So most probably I won't be able to do 24th. And then 27th. Yeah. So I think our next class, I'll let you know, most probably will happen once I'm back in Seattle. Okay, now I'll be traveling quite a bit. So I'll let you know. If there is any possibility, I'll let you know. I'll send you on WhatsApp. Okay, with that, any questions before we end the class?
Will
Thought?
the video also be
Thank you for accommodating,
available?
Prabhu.
Yes, Primataji, what you're saying? You want the video, right? Recording, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I will do that. I will do that. Yes, that is doable. Yes, and what you're telling, Murlani Mataji?
Thank you for accommodating, Prabhu. Sorry, I didn't
No,
know
no.
that you were in India.
No. I wanted to. Last class somehow I missed that. I could have taken that also, but anyway. So thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.